So what is a cake picnic, or Coachella as it's also known? It was founded by an American, Lisa Sunga. At the moment with these cake picnics, it's only in America. And it was a way of kind of gathering her friends together, small groups, and each of them brought a cake, and then they will kind of, swap cake slices. It's got to the point where it's become this really big event where there's like 200, 300, 400 people attending these events. So the premise is that it's free. The event is free, but you have to register because it's so popular now. I'm sure at the beginning it was a case of that anybody could just turn up, but now because it's so popular, they kind of have to have a ticketed event, though you don't pay for the tickets as far as I know. So you bring a cake. It can either be a cake you make or a cake you buy. I think most people probably bring a cake that they've made because there's a lot of sort of amateur bakers who attend this as well as professional ones. So everybody brings a cake. They're all laid out in this massive hall. People go around and look at the cakes and think, oh, might want to try that one, might want to try that one. Of course, they're all labeled. And then you have 4 minutes. I don't know why 4 minutes. You have 4 minutes to get as many slices of the cakes available as possible. And yes, so these are my thoughts on this. So immediately my first thought goes to safety. What I mean by safety is the fact that if people are given a limited time to gather all these cakes and people kind of rush in, I don't know, people could bump into each other. I know it sounds a bit silly, but things like that can happen. Also, allergy issues. Now, I'm going to assume that these are going to be cakes that are probably not suitable for people who have allergies, for example, gluten-free. It's not to say you can't bring a gluten-free cake with you, but it's going to be sitting there with all these other cakes. So if you have a really bad allergic reaction to gluten, this may not be the place for you. It may be a case that if this kind of thing does become really popular, I mean, it's really quite popular in America at the moment, you may have to do like cake picnics that just cater for gluten-free, like they may just cater for vegans. I don't know if it will get as deep as that. But my other thing is hygiene, and I know some people will be like, what do you mean, Denise? Some people's vision of what is hygienic is not what other people's vision of what is hygienic. And what I mean by this is having a clean surface to make your cake on, making sure all your equipment is clean, your oven is clean, and you have to kind of suspend the assumption that everybody who brings a homemade cake, that they've made it in a clean environment, but that's not always the case. I've seen videos on social media of people who have shown their cooking or whatever, etc. And it's like, yeah, that surface could do with a wipe down, but they kind of have no shame about showing it on social media. So how do I know that the environment that you've made this cake in is clean? I mean, you could equally argue that when you order a cake from a baker, whether it's from a shop or whether it's from a baker who works from home, you can ask the same thing, but you have that assumption, you would hope, that A, the services are clean, and B, with a lot of these professional bakers, you have your premises have to be registered, even at home ones. Like here in the UK, when I used to bake, I was still registered with my local council and they had to come in and inspect my kitchen. So you would hope, those bakers, kitchens would be clean. But when it comes to amateur bakers, anybody, and I've seen the videos of people letting their animals walk on kitchen surfaces. It's not to say they don't clean them down afterwards, but how do I know that? And I think if it's a small group, if it's a small like cake picnic, like 10 people, your likelihood of getting sick is probably smaller than like 200 people. And that's just my only kind of hesitation about this. And to be honest, I found out about this on TikTok, and a lot of the comments in the videos were like, I love this idea, but you just can't eat from everybody's house. And it's so true. But let's kind of end it on a positive. What I like is the fact it brings a sense of community. So, a lot of us are kind of at home on our laptops, on our mobile phones, not really interacting with a lot of people. So this gets people out of their house and meeting with other people over like a common theme, like people who love cake. So I love that sense of community about meeting other people. So that's a positive. But let me know in the comments, is this something that you would attend? Would you attend a cake picnic where there's like 200 other people bringing a cake and then everybody gets a chance to take a piece of cake? Is this something that you would do? And do you think it's something that would work here in the UK? I think it probably could. I mean, the article that I read about it, there's talk about people who have seen it who don't live in the US and like, oh, can you bring it overseas? So it may do an overseas tour, and I would be interested in. Oh, would I be interested in going? I don't know. I don't know. It's the hygiene thing is the big thing for me. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, cake lovers.